Hi everyone, my name is Charlie Pengove and I'm a volunteer for the Lucas County Republican Party. Welcome to Meet Your Candidate. Tonight we're talking to John Rozic. Hi John.
Charlie, nice to see you, thank you.
John, you're running for county commissioner here.
That's right.
Exactly what does a county commissioner do anyway?
The county commissioner is elected by the public. 2 commissioners are elected during a presidential year and 1 during a year to elect the governor. And every county has 3 commissioners, except Cuyahoga County, which has a commissioner council, sort of. So the county commissioners primarily are responsible for managing the budget of the county. That's collecting revenue, allocating the resources among the various county agencies, and collecting your tax dollars and spending your tax dollars. Also primarily responsible, maybe more importantly, for enhancing the quality of life of all the residents of the county. So they are responsible for business development, growth, job placement, job development, health and human welfare, safety, the sheriff's department, emergency medical services, all those things for quality of life. So managing the budget and maintaining and improving quality of life for all the citizens.
Just curious, inquiring minds want to know, how come you are choose to run against Anita Lopez and say Tom Winooski is running against Pete Gherkin? What was the process in that? Was there a choice or?
We did both have a choice. I don't remember exactly how that happened. I think Tom, we talked about it a little bit, Tom and I did. We had a little discussion. He wanted to run against Pete Gherkin, and so I deferred to Tom to make that decision, basically. And so I'm running against Anita Lopez. So it wasn't really, we didn't have a lengthy discussion. I think that's just the way it developed. And so he would start serving on January 2nd, and I would start on January 3rd.
Once you're elected to Lucas County Commissioner, what do you think the biggest problem facing our county is right now?
Where shall I start? We have a couple of major issues right now that have been in the press. Obviously, the jail is a big issue that's been discussed for 10 or 15 years. The jail and the cost of the jail now has exploded to almost twice what the original estimate was for the jail. The original estimate, I think, was $160 million, in that range. Now it's close to $300 million for the jail. And because of the increased cost and the location maybe is not ideal anymore because of the ground, as I understand it, it's sort of on hold. The jail is on hold until the interest rates come down, and maybe they have to redesign some of the structure of the jail, or some of the requirements for holding the jail putting the jail on that piece of ground. So that is a major problem. I think the commissioners are being cautious, but my concern is that it's taken us 15 years to get to this point, and now we still don't have a jail, not even the start of a jail. The county's already spent about $6 million to get to where we are, and that does not include any construction.
Any other bigger
other
issues?
Canine care department is in a bit of disarray, unfortunately, at this point. And a new facility is under construction or will be constructed. But I think there's some issues with the, I know there are some issues with the operation of the canine care unit and the volunteers and the regular employees. So that's an issue that needs to be addressed so that we can care for our pets. You can judge a society by how they care for their pets. And we want to make sure that we're doing the right things for all the dogs, because eventually most of them will get adopted.
Excellent.
The other issue, our sales tax in Lucas County is one of the highest in the state of Ohio. It's the 3rd highest. Cuyahoga County is the highest, and then Hamilton County just slightly above Lucas County. So we have the 3rd highest sales tax. in the state at 7.75%. I'd like to lower the tax to bring it more in line with our neighboring counties and more in line with kind of the state average, which would be closer to 7.5 probably. It doesn't have to be quarters. We could lower it in tenths even. We've lost population in the last 50 years. The population of Lucas County entirely has declined by about 65,000 residents in 50 years. And at the same time, we've lost about 25,000 jobs in Lucas County. So we have less people working at fewer jobs, but paying more taxes because we have the highest sales tax and also very high real estate taxes to support a bigger government, which is now about $1 billion a year for the county budget. So those issues, all four of those issues really intermingled, and we really need to address how we can encourage growth in business, encourage maintaining and supporting the businesses we have. And if we grow businesses, we grow jobs. We have a great workforce in Lucas County. We just need to get everybody to work that wants to work.
The city's talking about the new Economic Development Council. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, the county commissioners just this week announced the creation of a Department of Economic Development, which I think is a great idea. I just think it's about 30 years late or past due. The county commissioner's office and most of the county offices, there's 11, we call them row offices. Okay. You know, the commissioners, the treasurer, the auditor. 11 county offices, almost always held by Democrats. Now, I have nothing against Democrats as a whole, but the county has been managed for so many years almost exclusively by Democrats. And during that time, we've had all these issues, you know, lost population, lost jobs, high taxes. So now all of a sudden, it seems to me kind of coincidental maybe that it's happening the week before the election. But now we have a Department of Economic Development, which we should have had long ago, I think, for the county. I think it's a good idea, but I just think it's long overdue.
Well, too, and they announced the salaries of the people too. It's almost like almost a third of $1 million when you total it all together. Like $187,000 for the lead person, the director, yeah. And then half that for the other two people that are coming along.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen those numbers, but I believe you. I think the department is 4 or 5 people, and the director, who by the way I think is very capable. It was a good choice to designate him as the director. But yeah, that is a major addition to the cost of operating the. Now he's already an employee, of course, so he's already paid. So it's not like we're increasing the payroll totally. I don't know if these other people are already on the payroll or moving around, but yeah, it's a big expense, big to the county. Again, I go back to saying we should have had it already, and we didn't.
All right, John, tell us a little bit about your history.
Well, I grew up in Lorain, Ohio, about 90 miles east of Toledo, and it was a steel town and a Ford motor plant town, very industrial at the time. Went to college in Cleveland, Case Western Reserve University, and with a degree in accounting, and then married my high school sweetheart during college. Still married after 52 years, happily nice. Married. We have 3 children, great kids, all grown up, and 10 grandchildren. So we moved to Toledo so I could go to law school, and we did. I went, attended law school, graduated, and we stayed because we love Toledo. We love Lucas County, which is really what I should say. We love Lucas County. It's a great county. There are so many positives in Lucas County that you really don't get anywhere else. We have great weather, really year-round weather. We don't have hurricanes or floods or earthquakes or fires or any of those things. So it's really a great location. We're close to major cities if we want to go to a major city, but we have a lot of the major city attributes right here in Toledo. So we stayed because we love it, and that's really why I'm running for county commissioner, because I do love Toledo, Lucas County. I was on the Anthony Wayne Board of Education for 8 years, 2000 to 2008. Very proud of that school district still. It's very highly regarded around the state. I don't want to take all the credit, but it was very successful in those years also. And currently serve on Waterville City Council for, this is my third term. We have term limits in Waterville, and so I'm almost at the end of my third term. I generally like to say that I'm not a politician, although it sounds like it because I was on the school board and currently on Waterville City Council. Both are elected positions. You have to be elected to serve, but my enjoyment comes from public service, and that's what this will allow me to continue to do, public service as a county commissioner. Also, interestingly, I play bass guitar in a band in Toledo of the lawyers and judges that gets together once a year for a charitable fundraiser. And I was in a band when I was in high school and college, of course, and we get together once in a while, to get the dust off.
What was the name of your college band?
The Free.
The Free? You got any old videos or anything like that?
There was a video somewhere, but I don't know if anybody has it anymore.
Guys, we need to
There
look that
wasn't
up.
video.
Let's
It wasn't
check that
video
out.
in those days, Charlie. It was 8mm camera. So.
Yeah, so you probably heard the little
Right. That's right. That's right.
Oh boy, what that sounds fun. Well, you definitely sound like you've been a busy man for sure.
It's been great. We love it.
You're taking different positions, but they're term limited out, so you're allowing other people to come in and serve as
I
well
believe
afterwards.
in term limits, right? Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Waterville adopted term limits while I was on council, and a lot of cities have term limits. Toledo has term limits, and it's a good thing.
Let's see what we have left here. Okay, this is the best question.
Okay.
So, what kind of things you like to do for fun?
Well, bass guitar, that's one thing. We do. That is a great diversion from what I do for a living. I don't golf. I have a slice that doesn't quit on the golf course, so that's not good. The grandkids take a lot of time now, which is wonderful. That's all great. And family time, some traveling, and most of the fun lately for me, believe it or not, has been Waterville City Council.
Yeah.
So that's it's a pleasure to serve, and it's great. It's a great enjoyment.
We've heard some stuff about Anita. What can you tell us about that?
Well, and that's my opponent in the commissioner's race is Anita Lopez. Ms. Lopez was the county auditor for. Well, before I say that, let me say this: she was appointed to the commissioner's office in December because the current commissioner retired. So she was appointed by the Democrat Party and then ran in a primary in March. She ran the primary against Paula Hicks Hudson, won the primary, and now she's serving as commissioner, but only by appointment. So from that standpoint, I don't consider her an incumbent because she was never really elected to the position of commissioner. She is an incumbent technically because she holds the office. But in my estimation, she's challenging me and I'm challenging her. In other words, we're running against each other for the first time for both of us. But all that said, some of the issues that have arisen or have come to light with her as county auditor, for example, she had some issues with personnel that ultimately resulted in settlements to personnel because of the manner in which she managed her staff, her employees at the auditor's office. And as I understand it, some of those settlements totaled maybe $200,000 or $250,000 in that range. I don't have the exact number. I may be way off. More recently, as county commissioner, she had hired an administrative assistant for her, which is normal for the county commissioners. They each have an assistant. The assistant complained that she was treating him poorly and violating personnel policy within the county. So there was an investigation. The commissioners hired an investigator to investigate the situation, and indeed the investigator found that Ms. Lopez had harassed or abused, not physically, but her employee in violation of county policy. That whole episode resulted in between paid leave attorney fees, fees to the investigator, and finally a settlement with the employee cost the county about $100,000. And this is all in the news. I'm not making this up. It was all documented in the news. So between those two incidents, or all those incidents, maybe $200,000 or $300,000 has been spent by the county because of those unfortunate situations. She has the other thing that came out of that investigation was you could get the impression that she was asking her employee to work on her campaign in the primary, which is inappropriate, work on it during county time. And it's a violation of the laws.
Campaign finance laws, right?
Yeah, campaign laws. Yeah. That's not what the investigator found, but there were statements made that seemed to indicate that that was the case. I can't say that it's definitely, that was definitely the case, but it seemed to be the case. So there are all those issues that were developed, and the primary concern is that what it costs the county in lost time, investigation, legal fees, and settlement fees. And the other issue that I see in this latest episode was the county commissioners hired an investigator to investigate a county commissioner. So there was really, and nothing against the investigator, I think she did a fine job, but it seemed to have the aura of an inside job, if you will, as opposed to getting an investigator from outside of the county, or at least outside of the county, or more removed from the operation of the county government.
Yeah, with no interest, special interest.
Right. Yeah. The report that was issued was summarized. It was a summary report. Apparently, that's what the commissioners told us. It was a summary report, not the entire report. And the Commissioner Gerken claimed that it was attorney-client privilege, and so they would not release the whole report. In my opinion, the client are the taxpayers. The taxpayers are the clients in this case. And it was not totally internal. It was a public official interaction with an employee. So if it was two employees in the county, yes, I could see maybe that should be held confidentially. But this was a public official involved in a situation with a county employee. So we have our, not elected, but our appointed official. The investigation was conducted, and I think the entire report should have been released.
Transparency.
Transparency. Interestingly, Commissioner Gerken, at the end of that, commented something to the effect that everybody should be held accountable, and suggesting that Ms. Lopez was held accountable through this investigation process. But really, nobody's held accountable, because she can't be removed from office, and I'm not suggesting she should be removed. I should be elected, of course, but she can't be removed. So really, there was really not accountability. She did have to complete a training course through the county for better management of her employees. So no real accountability, and there's still no accountability at the county, because they're all on the same team, if you will. They're all part of the Democrat Party. Again, nothing against Democrats, but there really is nobody calling for accountability, against each other. And she commented that after the conclusion that it's time for the county to move forward, something to those words. And again, that to me, you move forward from an episode when you have lost something, and you give up something and just end it and move forward from there. And so the only people that lost in this situation were the employee who lost a job and was poorly treated, and the county. The taxpayers lost $100,000 or more.
Straight out of our taxes.
Right out of your taxes, right.
Oh, wow, man. Well, hopefully we can put an end to that type of behavior from the county commissioner's office. It sounds really good. It's really good to have you running for county commissioner.
Thank you.
You and Tom running for Pete also, or against Pete. Glad to have people like yourselves willing to put yourselves out there, especially in this county that we have. pretty heavily Democrat and has been
Yes.
Democrat for a long time. So it's got to take a lot of courage just to put yourself out there.
Well, thanks.
We appreciate your service.
Thanks for saying so.
Absolutely.
I would say, I could say I have my website, johnrozic.com, johnrozic.com, R-O-Z-I-C, and also we have a Facebook page, which has been very active, John Rozic for Lucas County Commissioner on Facebook.
I've seen you've been posting a lot of good things on your Facebook page.
Thanks.
It's good.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. The comments are particularly interesting. I read all the comments. I don't comment on the comments, but I do read all the comments. Facebook is not a good place to have a conversation, I don't think. So the comments are very enlightening, but I don't reply or comment to the comments almost never.
Probably a safe bet.
I'll be glad to have conversations, but not on that environment.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely the safest bet. Yeah, I think you have there. Well, thanks, John, for those great answers to those questions. Is there anything else you'd like to? Is there something you'd like to leave us with here?
Well, let me just close by saying that we need in Lucas County to stop, as I explained earlier, our long, slow decline through loss of population, loss of jobs. And I have total faith that we can not just do better in Lucas County, but we can make this a better place, the best place to live, to work, and to raise a family. So, but what we need really is a restoration of ethics in county government, a new vision for the future of the county, accountability, county government, accountability and transparency, of course, which is a buzzword in all politics, I guess, and dedication to serving the public, dedication to serving the public interest, not my own self-interest, which I do not do. We need elected officials that work entirely for the citizens, all the citizens, every citizen, not just Republicans, not just Democrats, and dedication to public service, not to our own self-interest. And that's what I would bring to the, as a commissioner. Also balance, which we have not had for many years, balance meaning different viewpoints in the commissioner's office, Republican, Democrat. Everybody's viewpoint is important, and we need to have that interaction of exchange of ideas between Democrats and Republicans, which we have not had for years.
Excellent. Well, John, thank you a whole lot for coming out
Thanks,
tonight.
Charlie.
I really
Appreciate it.
your
Thank
time.
you. Thanks.
Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. You can find this interview and other interviews on our Facebook page at Lucas County Republican Party, or you can find us on our YouTube channel at Lucas County, Ohio GOP. Thanks for tuning in and have a great night.
Thank you.